Hello everyone and welcome to a full day of eating and training on my brand new attempt to lose 8 kg in the next 8 weeks. First of all, I'm getting into oranges. Anyone who follows me on Instagram knows that I have like a fetish for raspberries, but I'm on my second day of having orange as a pre-workout, and to be quite honest with you, it was quite surprising how nice it was, so I think it might stay. On that note, we have a pineapple and mango non-stim pre-workout, but I know what you're thinking. Since when is Sean caffeine free? And the answer is I'm fucking not. I'm just combining it with a pre-workout from ESN, Crank Olympia, which is basically 200 milligrams of spicy margarita flavored pre-workout. And to top it all off, what I like to do when I'm training fasted is put intro workout, something I've never done before until I got fucking free supplements, obviously from ESN, and now they're spilling out of the fucking cupboards and I need to find something to do with them. But I actually started using intro workout when I train fasted, which is what I'm doing today. And I've personally found that it has had a slightly marginally better effect on the quality of my training, likely due to the carbohydrates and the pump products running through my system in comparison to having nothing at all. So today I'm going to do a full day of eating and training on a cut. So it's probably my first time dumbbell bench pressing in easily 2 months. So I had the 60s on my lap. I guess let's see what I can do. Fuck me, that was a rep and a half. It's sort of like a mental conflict that I have because I'm just someone who likes to push myself always as much as I can. You know, the objective of every set is to inevitably fail or be pretty sure that the last rep I completed was the last rep I could get before failure. But then with something like dumbbell bench press, and now it is specific to only a couple of exercises, usually I'll be able to maintain strength pretty well across all sets, so similar amount of reps. But there's definitely a huge drop off for me. I think that can frustrate a lot of people, but the way that I look at it is I commit to every single session and I simply just, whatever's in the tank, I use it. You know, and if that means 10 reps in set 1, and then I bring that same intensity, that same mindset to set 2, but I only get 6 or 7 reps like I did in that set, I'll walk away happy knowing that whatever my chest was able to give in that particular day, I absolutely fried it. You could get into the nitty-gritty details of, you know, whether you should train 2 fader, 1 rep shy of fader, but I find people who are most preoccupied with those sort of very granular discussions are probably people who haven't achieved as much as they could have with their physique. Let's go. Fuck. I have to give a very well-deserved shout out to TBB Kuna, the owner Carol, and everyone involved in the setup really of this gym, because I've described it to some people. It's a gym that I don't think Limerick deserves, but we're very grateful to have in any case. And it just sounds like I'm licking arse because they let me film in here, but I mean it. This Panata chest press machine is a classic example of some really high-tech, high-quality machines are dotted everywhere around this place. So yeah, hopefully you can see how good it probably feels by watching me do it and how much it converges across the chest, but if not, I tried my best. I'm gonna need more weight than that. How about a full stack? So I weighed in at 102 kg this morning, and that's either a byproduct of the accidental deficit that I've been in probably over the last 3 days, combined with the 10k run that I did on Sunday and the high rocks workout that I did yesterday morning, or it's the fact that in the midst of my training for a half marathon, I lost a shit ton of muscle. I really hope it's not the latter, but if it is, I guess I just got to show some interest in the gym. I think I went 5 times in March, so I deserve to lose muscle at that rate. But the plan for this cut, I would optimistically like to say I want to see what I'd look like at like 95 or 96 kg, because the lowest I've gotten to recently has been like 98, maybe 97.5. And I got pretty lean, but don't get me wrong, there's definitely more body fat that could be taken off. So that's the goal. I might look like a fucking scarecrow by the end of it, but que sera, sera. I don't know if I clarified, but I'm not doing a push session, I'm doing a full upper body session. So that's gonna be 2 chest exercises, 2 back exercises, 1 lateral delt exercise, 1 tricep, and 1 bicep. I refuse to believe that there is a more beautifully designed piece of equipment and or exercise than the chest supported T-bar row. For me, the distinguishing factor and why I'm drawn to it in every workout that I do is the sensation that you get when you allow your shoulder blades to stretch out and almost envelope over the pad. You know, getting that extra stretch that can be difficult to do with like a barbell row. It can be difficult to do even on the seated vertical, is that what I'm describing? Just a regular machine row with a pad against your chest, with a chest pad. Because number one, most of those machines have some piece of iron right where your crotch would be, so then the more that you try to allow your shoulder blades to stretch over the pad, the more that your balls get crushed. It's a great fucking exercise. You should try it sometime. Muscle building is a very boring concept. Essentially, you just want to discover techniques that allow you to train literally as hard as possible. Yes, over time you need to be progressing, but fundamentally and at a micro level in each session, you just need to be able to find a way to give as much as you've got. You know, if you're coming in here thinking, how do I keep stuff in the tank? How do I exert myself but not overexert myself? Well, then you're missing the fucking point completely. So when I talk about partial repetitions, first of all, there's good research to suggest that even if you can no longer complete a full repetition like that even if you're able to still continue at the end of a set, particularly to do reps that look a little bit like this, that aren't a full range of motion, but still are some range of motion, that your outcomes in terms of muscle growth will be a little bit superior compared to the person who stops their set once they can no longer complete a full range of motion repetition. The way that I've just thought of describing it is that when you reach the point where you can no longer complete a full repetition all the way up to the top, that just means that your muscles have reached low battery mode. It doesn't mean they're done. It doesn't mean that your phone's going to die. It doesn't mean that your muscles are going to die. And there's still going to be a little bit more energy that they have. There's still going to be a little bit more that it can do for you. So by doing partial repetitions, that once you've completed your final full range of motion repetition, if you keep going, you're essentially depleting that low battery mode to the point that now it's justified to charge your fucking phone. Hope that makes sense. My biceps now, the last exercise. Arguably the best thing about this gym is the fact that it's a mere stone's throw away from M&S. You might think snails are slow, but have you ever been behind someone over the age of 60 trying to buy a fucking lottery ticket with cash? Anyway, it's a staple. M&S raspberries. So basically when you're cutting, you just kind of want to get as much food in for as little calories possible. Raspberries have the added benefit of being exceptionally high in fiber, which essentially means that your shits are going to be better, but you'll also be fuller. So we also have the ritual post-workout caffeine, even though I've had about a scoop and a half of that pre-workout, which is already 300 milligrams of caffeine, plus a load of non-stim pre-workout ingredients, now combined with the 150 milligrams of caffeine. That's going to bring me today to a grand sum of 450 milligrams of caffeine before 11 a.m. But it's okay, because 2 days ago I went the whole day with just a cup of coffee, so that was basically a detox. So now I'm just filling the gap that's left. How much is a full pack of fucking raspberries? I'm gonna look it up right now. MyFitnessPal. See how easy logging food is. You literally just get MyFitnessPal up and you just fucking stop whinging and you do it. So a pack of raspberries, 125 grams. That's fucking crazy. The whole pack of raspberries. You'll be full off this, like, for at least, you know, an hour or two. 31 calories. You could have fucking 4 packs of raspberries for the equivalent of a mini Kit Kat. That's crazy. It's like I'm discovering healthy eating for the first time. So between the tangerine and the raspberries, I know it doesn't sound that shocking, but I've had less than 100 calories. This is crazy. So my sister's boyfriend keeps hens, not like a euphemism for women, but actual chickens. And he gave us a pack of like proper, I don't know what you'd call it, free range eggs, homemade eggs. And just watch the difference with how they stick to the pan in comparison to like your fucking Centra eggs. Like this shit that just like, it's like it's watery and it just like spills over the pan. Whereas these ones, they're like Shrek eggs. They just, you crack and they just sit beautifully on the pan. Oh no, it's running. You get the gist. Probably work a bit better if the pan was hot. You can't win them all. While that's cooking, I'm gonna get started on an overnight's oat recipe, which isn't going to be overnight, but it's gonna be in the fridge for a few hours. Because truthfully, I do well with breakfast, and because I live at home and my mother cooks the dinner most of the time, I do well with dinner. But where I really fall down is that middle of the day, kind of lunch / like early afternoon meal, where I don't really plan anything and then become quite susceptible to snacking. So just going to prepare a little something. I concede that I probably should have put the protein powder in first, as opposed to in before the milk rather than after the milk, but can't really do anything about that now. If you're really tight on calories, this is where something like a flavor powder can come in pretty handy if you're someone who makes like porridge or just simply overnight oats like I'm doing here, but wants something sweet with it. So like some people put in a spoon of Biscoff, but that could easily be like 150 or 200 calories extra depending on the size of the spoon. And I'm not sure what the calories of the flavor powder is. I'm not going to say that it's 0, but it's certainly going to be a lot less, and it brings not the same but a pretty similar taste to the overnight oats recipe that like a spoonful of Biscoff would. Well, this flavor does anyway. The final piece of the puzzle is a little bit of Greek yogurt on top. So the Greek yogurt is literally just going to coat the rest of the mixture. You don't really need too much. Probably something like 50 grams will be plenty. Fuck it, let's go for 100 grams. Greek yogurt has got, it's like 50 calories per 100 grams and like 10 grams of protein. What we went for in the end for meal number 1, 4 eggs and 2 wholemeal pita breads. Now it's gone a bit cold now because it's been ready for the last half an hour, but such is the joys of filming what you're eating. Usually shit gets cold before you have a chance to actually set up the camera and talk about what it is that you're eating. Simple, high fiber, high protein, decent source of healthy fats. It's a little bit of veg on the side would probably make this a slightly more objectively healthier meal. It's not bad, aside from the fact that I looked at the dates on the pita breads and apparently they expired on the 10th of October last year, so let's hope it doesn't kill me. And if it doesn't, it'll be sure to be a decent source of nutrients. It's actually fucking nice. Salt makes everything better, except your blood pressure. So this is meal number 2 of the day. It's overnight oats at 5 p.m. in the evening time. We have 100 grams of oats, 100 grams of Greek yogurt, a scoop of protein powder, some Speculoos flavor powder. I'm gonna say 300 milliliters of low-fat milk, topped with grapes and strawberries that barely fit in the fucking thing. I'm gonna calculate the calories that I'm currently on after this. But for someone who can eat 25 to 2,700 calories on an aggressive cut, I don't think I'm anywhere near my budget for the day. It's the one thing about dieting for me is that by default, like logically, I make way better food choices. Like I eat way more fruit than I would if I wasn't dieting. As infrequent as diets are, for me, my body really fucking enjoys the time. So does my toilet. So I have retreated to my lair that I use to record when my family come home and I'm too awkward to record in front of them. But we are going to finish up today's full day of eating right here because I'm actually on more calories for today than I thought I was. I'm looking to hit about, for now, 2,500 calories, and I've consumed so far 2,238. So that leaves space for one of these bad boys. ESN Golden Caramel Designer Bar. I'm struggling to express what it tastes like. I think it's like some toffee variation, and it's quite nice. It's new, and if you want to get a box of them and use code Sean in the process, you may or may not get an extra 10% off. We'll finish up with some creatine, some ashwagandha, some curcumin, which, fun fact, if you have with black pepper, can improve the bioavailability of it. And finally, to help with my sleep, some magnesium, which, by the way, a high percentage of the population are actually deficient in. That brings to an end today's full day of eating and training. So ESN on Friday are flying me to Cologne in Germany for FIBO, which is basically like a German, predominantly German, like fitness event, which is pretty cool, because I guess I would have followed people years ago who were invited to these sorts of events, and now I'm one of those people, albeit I just have a 10-minute slot where I'm supposedly supposed to throw out free t-shirts and whatnot, but it's still cool nonetheless. So thank you, as always, for your support, whether you use code Sean at ESN, whether you use code Sean10 at Gymshark, or whether you're an individual who's jumped on a coaching program, challenge, one-to-one program in the past. Thank you very, very much for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And yeah, take care.